Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. Glad to have you all back listening to episode number 3. 3 episodes.
Woo!
It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy.
It's so bumpy round.
Alright. So in lieu of ending spooky season, right? And today being Halloween, today's episode is a surprise release. So surprise, you guys! Yay! We'll be talking about spooky stories and obviously maybe our personal experiences.
Ooh, this is exciting. This is my favorite thing to talk about.
I think you can go first.
Me?
Yeah, unless anybody else wants to go first.
So we're gonna start off with a spooky story, you guys.
That we grew up with.
Obviously, and I'm pretty sure everybody else has too in the Hispanic community.
And
But
there's a movie on.
there's also been a movie on it. I don't know if it was. I've never watched that movie. I always heard like bad reviews on it.
Same.
It wasn't all that great. I watched it.
Yeah, I heard that it wasn't scary as.
Yeah,
like-
when I saw the trailer, I was like, it's a no-go for me.
Sorry, but anyways, so it's gonna be The Weeping Woman,
Which
Or-
is La Llorona.
which is La Llorona in Spanish. I'm gonna start off now. Her name was Maria. She lived in Mexico. She had long, dark hair and a covetous heart. The man she loved would not have her, so she took her children in a fit of rage, took them down the river, and drowned them one by one.
Ooh. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. When the man she loved spurned her again, she realized what she'd done. She took herself to the water and threw herself in to subject herself to the same fate as her children. But heaven would not have Maria, and she was condemned to wander the world in perpetual grief. She is La Llorona, the wailing woman. Ooh. The people who have seen her said they can hear her walking, soaking wet, wearing all white, and she can be heard crying out for the little ones she killed. Ay, mis hijos, she weeps, which in English would be, oh, my children. Some say that she snatches other young children as she walks, mistaking them for her own young children she knew.
Ooh, that's It's kind of a sad,
It's a sad story, yes.
It's a sad
It's a
story.
sad story, and it's also like,
but they use it to scare you.
yeah.
And
My mom would always use it so that we wouldn't be going out walking by ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
mostly.
yeah, a lot of kids would tell you, "Ay, La Llorona," you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you always thought, oh, it must be like this really scary woman. But it is scary, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's kind of like you think about it, like she killed her kids and then she killed herself,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is kind
As
of
you
a
get
little,
older,
yeah, it's a little
start-
deeper.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little deeper than that.
She's terrible.
What about you, ladies? Lovely ladies. Have you guys, any of you,
No, not really.
experienced any
Not
spooky?
really. Not
Myth?
that I can say. One instance that does jump out to me though. Where is it? Have you girls ever woken up in the middle of the night after having your legs pulled or feeling like something pulled your legs?
Mm-mm.
It's happened to me.
No.
I've
I've had that like sleep paralysis type of thing
Yeah.
before, but
Nothing.
yeah. I normally share a room with my younger brother, my baby, but he was sleeping over at my mom's house, so I was all alone. And I remember going to sleep like normal. Then in the middle of the night, my legs were pulled aggressively. I woke up like frightened. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" I felt like my heart was gonna come out of my chest because it was beating so fast. I looked around the room and there was nothing. It was completely dark. So I was like, I don't know. But then I ended up falling back asleep.
that's so scary.
Hell no, I wouldn't have been back to sleep. I would have.
Hell no, I
ran.
would have turned the light on. I
I
would
would have been like, deuces. Not living in this house, burned it down. I would have did. Fuck that, bro.
That's scary.
I remember I just like moved my legs closer to me so they were away from the edge, and I just went back to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because we don't investigate.
I know. Fuck
We don't go out.
We ain't gonna be like, what's that noise?
What was that?
Hell no. We stay in our beds. Enchivadas.
You know what? Growing up, I was very scared to sleep with my feet dangling off the bed
Same.
for fear of that. But as I grew older, I'm like, what the hell? Like, there is no.
I still
fucking-
am. I still like keep one foot inside of the covers and one foot outside the covers.
Really?
I do that.
Yeah.
I can sleep without the covers, my feet dangling off the bed.
B, I could be sitting here right now and having my feet dangling will freak me out.
Really?
Dead ass. I don't know why. I just maybe because all the movies are kind of like that. You feel me?
Mhm.
I feel like people scare you and they're always telling you, oh, te va a jalar las patas from under the bed.
Yeah, te agarra las patas. Yeah.
Has there been a movie that stuck with you guys? Like a scary movie that stuck with you guys?
Master of Puppets. That's
Oh, that was-
that's the first ever scary movie that I watched. I watched it. No, Puppet Master. Sorry. I watched it on Halloween night with my brother. I swear I could not sleep. I hallucinated or something, but I swear I could hear the little footsteps outside my window.
Hell no.
That and Pinocchio's Revenge. Have you guys seen Pinocchio's Revenge?
I feel like I have heard he kills them, no, or something
Yo,
like that.
my brother put that movie on for us, for me and my little sister, and he fucking left us alone.
That's great.
I was scared.
Oh my god. Me, a movie that has stuck with me. You know what? And I like the old one, not the new ones that have come out. Even though that one, they're pretty good.
Okay.
The old one, that one I fucking like. I love it. I love that one the most. Like I love watching it.
Okay.
I still to this day have not seen it.
Wow,
No.
I'm hurt. I can't even talk to you
I
right
have
now.
them. We can have a movie night.
Hell yeah. Well,
That movie and the Harry Potter movies, still haven't seen them.
She hasn't watched Harry Potter, y'all. We're so upset about that.
How are we friends?
I know, dude.
Nah.
Now we're
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's deeper than that. But you need to watch. We gotta.
yeah, we really do gotta have
Yeah.
A movie that stuck with me. It's gonna be embarrassing because it's not a scary movie, but it's called From Dusk Till Dawn or something like that. It's a vampire movie, and there was this one scene where this. I don't want to criticize the actor, but he was kind of ugly. He turned into a vampire, and I was freaked out. After that, I just didn't watch that movie anymore.
Okay.
I mean, it impacted you for a reason. You know, a lot of them. I was exposed to scary movies at a very young age.
Yeah, same.
After the Pinocchio's Revenge and Puppet Master. After that, like everything else, I was just like, I could do it. I can handle it. It's not scary because I had already been freaking.
Traumatized with the
Shocked.
scariness. Yeah, I think it would just be that I wasn't really allowed to watch scary movies because, first of all, I would never fall asleep.
Same.
Second of all, I would always have nightmares and be screaming during the night. I guess I don't know.
Chucky
Yeah.
2. Did you guys ever watch Chucky as kids?
No, I wasn't allowed.
Bro.
I
Yeah.
watched it behind my parents' back.
I
They
maybe
didn't-
watched it once, but it was like in like parts, not like full movie.
No, I watched the full movie. I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies because I would scare easily and just wouldn't go to sleep.
Same.
But I just sneaked this movie in.
Yeah, I guess that.
I was allowed to watch scary movies. I was allowed.
I don't think it's bad. It just depends. Like my nephew, like they don't let him see scary movies because he's terrified. He's a little scaredy cat. Obviously, because it's a kid still, but
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, he's not allowed. I think it just depends on the kid, maybe.
I mean,
Because I know some kids don't get scared easily.
My niece watches them, but then she doesn't get scared. But then somehow she watches them. She doesn't end up sleeping. But when she's watching them, she's all into it. Like she doesn't.
Oh,
Get scared,
damn. She gonna be
anything.
my horror movie partner.
America.
Well, she.
I started watching scary movies with her when she was 3 or 4. Her first scary movie was The Grudge. And till like now, like she'll tell me, let's watch a movie, but let's watch a scary movie.
That's cute.
She always wants to watch, and nobody is like, I love this because nobody wants to watch scary movies with me at home. My mom doesn't like scary movies. My dad doesn't like scary movies. Like nobody likes scary movies. And then she's always like, let's watch a scary movie. Let's watch a scary movie. And I'm like, I'm I'm all for
What's
it.
going? My oldest brother is really. I think he's the main influence of why I like scary movies to this
Mhm.
day, because he's really into scary movies. Like he loves them.
I would say scary movies are my least favorite to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
I love those. That's an
I
all-time
love
favorite.
them.
All-time favorite mystery.
You know what? I am questioning. How are we friends?
You
Hey, you know,
it don't
I
have to
took
be like that.
I took Franco and I took one of our other coworkers to the movies, and we watched a scary movie. They were both so scared.
Yeah, Franco is.
He's a weenie.
Dude, I remember we went to go see a movie, me and him together once. We snuck into that one, and it was a scary movie too. I forgot the name of it. But we watched that one. Bro, I was more scared of getting caught. Like, of sneaking into that movie. Because we didn't have the tickets for that one specifically. Than the actual movie. But that movie was pretty scary. I remember we were both, like, kind of like pooping ourselves and stuff.
Jeez.
What about you, Susie? You haven't had any, like
Spooky.
paranormal.
I've had a couple of experiences. Me myself and like witnessing others having those experiences.
Same.
Nothing like crazy, you know, but my mom is a firm believer that your words hold so much power, you know, so she's really big on not calling us names. Like, she won't call us any degrading names, like, oh, you're a dumbass,
Oh, okay.
you know, she believes hardcore that what you say, that's what you make people.
Yeah.
So, me, I grew up with that, so I also believe that as well. On this particular night, I was with one of my ex-boyfriends, and he used to always come visit me on the porch at night, and we'd, like, you know, hang out, talk about things. On this particular, he wasn't the best guy, just, you know. On this particular night, we had a disagreement, and we got angry at each other, and he said he was leaving, right? So he used to walk home from my house. He lived down the road, down the block, but still, you know. So I was so pissed off at him, and I told him, I hope you see the devil on your way home. You know? Yeah. So that night, my cousin was sleeping over. I shared a room with my sister, and we each had our own bed. So my cousin slept over, and she slept on my bed, and my sister, she slept on her bed, and I slept on the floor. And we had a desk, a computer desk with a computer on it or whatever, and I had left a bowl on the desk. So while I was trying to go to sleep, I heard the bowl being dragged across the desk, and I was like, "The hell was that?"
Hell no.
So I ignored that, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get the iPod, and I'm gonna listen to some tunes, you know. So I was listening to music, and then I just like felt like someone like more than walked by me, stomped by me, and I thought it was my sister or my cousin that had gone to the restroom. So I was kind of waiting for them to turn on the light so that they could go open the door and go, but that never happened. So I opened my eyes, and they were both laying in their beds. So my heart started beating fast. And then my mind started racing. So then I just like woke my sister up, and I'm like, "Can you turn the light on?" She's like, "Why?" And I'm just like, "Can you just turn the light on?" So she turned it on, and I explained to her what happened, and she's like, no, she didn't like dismiss it, but she was just like, "Oh, like, let's just go to sleep." And we went to sleep.
Did you fall asleep on the floor? So
I
you
did.
slept with her?
No, I fell asleep on the floor.
Oh my god.
She said, "Mama ain't raised no bitch."
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. And then another experience on another night. She was already in college, or she was about to go to college, or she was back. It was around that time, and
College time.
yeah, it was around her college time, and we were falling asleep, and you know that moment where you're like awake but you're asleep, like
Mhm.
right in between. You can still hear things and you can still feel things.
Yeah.
So I know my mind was, I know I was awake.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't fully asleep, and I just felt something like weird. So then I opened my eyes, and it was like directly in my face. It was so scary. Like, it wasn't human.
Yeah.
It was like a really dark gray color. No human skin. It was like weird charred looking skin. It had horns like sticking, like they were growing towards the back, like
Yeah. Oh,
curving
okay, okay.
backwards. Yeah. And I gasped so loud. My sister heard me and she woke up. She's like, "What happened?" She's like, and I'm like, I just saw something. She's like, "What'd you see?" I'm like, "I don't know. I saw something really scary." She's like, "You're tripping. You're dreaming. Go back to sleep." And I was like, "No, I really saw something." She's like, "No, you didn't." She's like, "Go back to sleep." And I was like, "But I did see something." And I went to sleep. But I didn't go to sleep scared. I just went to sleep like
Like, did
I
I dream
fucking
it
saw
or
something.
yeah?
Yeah. That was pretty scary.
Oh.
I'll never forget that.
Hell
I can
no.
still remember what it looked
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That happened
I would
to
have been
me.
crying.
like.
I would have been hella crying.
I also had a friend, and she lived with us for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what kind of things she was into. Later on in the years, I did see that she was like messing with like La Santa Muerte.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. She lived at my house for a while. She was in the living room, and then we were in the room, and then all of a sudden she just came running towards the room, panicking, freaking out. And I'm like, "Hey, chill, like what's going on?" She's
Yeah.
like, I swear to you, I was on the couch and I was talking on the phone, and I closed my eyes, and when I opened them, I saw people kneeling on the floor, but they didn't have human skin. They had like a whole bunch of fur, and they were just like scratching at it. So I came over here. I'm like, "Okay, you know, like relax, you know, it's nothing. Maybe you were just dreaming or something. You must have
Yeah.
been tired." I believed her, but I didn't want her to freak out because she wasn't handling it very well.
Yeah.
So we went to sleep or whatever. She was shaking. She slept with me that night. She was shaking.
Oh shoot.
So in my room, we had this really thick carpet,
Mhm.
and my closet door, you have to pull it open, like your restroom.
Oh yeah.
You have to pull it open. That door opened by itself, and it creaked. So when you used to open that door, it creaks, and it opened. And she got up like this, like she shot up, and she's like, "What was that?" She's like, "You heard that?" And I was just like, "Yeah." She's like, "That was your closet door." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's the wind." But in my head, I'm thinking like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, if it was.
And she's like, "There's no wind in here." I'm like, "Yeah, there is. There's like a little hole on top of the ceiling, like in that closet. There's like a hole, it's like a little vent, or I don't know what it is."
Yeah.
But she was freaking out. I was freaking out. But I'm like, if I freak out,
She
she's
freaks
gonna
out even
fucking
more.
lose it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "No, like relax. I'm here. I'm laying down with you. You can hug me if you want." So dude, she hugged me so hard, like so hard. I feel bad for her. And like she continued to have experiences like that even when she moved out. I'm like, "Damn, is it my house?" But no, it was her.
It was her.
So I don't know what was going on in her life, or what she was doing, or what she
What
was getting
going on,
involved
or
with.
what latched onto her because.
Yeah, it was
Oh
terrible.
nah.
That
My
sounds-
dad used to always have some good scary stories, you guys, and I miss him because truly every Halloween I would always ask him, "Tell me a scary story," or whenever I wanted to hear a scary story, I would be like, "Tell me a scary story," and he would always be like, "You're gonna get too scared." No, my scary stories are very scary, and I would be like, "I still want to hear them." There's two main ones that I remember, and I will cherish them, and I know I'll tell these stories to my kids as well when I talk about my father. The first one would be, they both happened at his job. He used to work at this one certain place. He was a mechanical engineer, basically, like he would fix the machinery there. So in this one instance, he was just finishing up fixing a machine, at his job, and he had to use the bathroom. And while he was going to the bathroom, going towards the door, he had seen one of his friends coming on. He goes, "Hey!" He always said the name. I can't remember that name now. I wish I could call him up and ask him. But anyways, he's like, "Hey, fulano de tal, like, how are you?" And the guy literally like ignored him. And my dad was like, "That's weird, you know?" My dad was like, "All right, whatever. Maybe he's having a bad day." So my dad walks straight into, keeps walking into the bathroom, and then whatever the person that he saw, his friend, obviously had walked out. Right when he walks into that restroom, he feels like the restroom stretched out, and he felt like his head was growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And he like was just like, "What the hell is going on?" So he freaked out. He was just like, "What the hell?" And like he was trying to get out of the bathroom and he couldn't because he felt like the freaking door stretched out as well. And he started, you know, my dad was really is a Catholic and would always talk about, you know, God and everything. So he said a Padre Nuestro. And after that, like, I guess it calmed down. Whatever was going on calmed down. And he was just like, "I'm not even going to use the bathroom. I'm dipping." So he left. And then he met up with one of his other coworkers. And he goes, "Hey, like, hey, how are you?" And he goes, "Hey, not that great." And he goes, "Oh, how come?" My dad goes, "How come?" And his friend's just like, "Bro, like, you know, like, fulano de tal passed away." My dad was like, "What the hell? How? Like, how?" And he goes, "Oh, well, he got into like a car accident. I don't know if it was a car accident or I don't know if he got like shot up or something like that. But basically, he had died that same day in the morning." And my dad was like, "I just seen him right now coming out of the bathroom." And he goes, "No, he died in the morning." And from there, my dad was like, "I don't know if he came to say goodbye or I don't know." And he goes, "But it was crazy." Yeah.
I've heard a lot that happening a lot.
A lot.
It happened to my grandpa when his my mom's their sibling,
Yeah.
his daughter died. He saw her, like, he spoke to her. He had a full on conversation with her. She had already died.
Shut up, yeah.
That's crazy.
And then another one had the same thing as his job. That night, he had to work an overnight shift. He had to fix, because that was the only time he was able to fix this machine. Because that machine, you had to use it throughout the day because that was the main one that would create whatever they needed to create. So they had told him, like, "Hey, you're going to have to do an overnight, so you're going to have to fix this machinery." And my dad was like, "All right, it has to be ready by so-and-so time." My dad was like, "Okay, whatever. You know, I'll get that fixed." So my dad he goes up. It was like a really high up machinery place, he said, but there was no way any type of wind could get in there because it was so enclosed. So my dad was trying to start fixing, and he was trying to find his flashlight. Turns out he had forgotten it. But thankfully he was like, "Damn, like, I just need a little bit of light and I'll be good." Thankfully that place was not like, didn't need any type of gasoline or anything like that. He had a lighter. So he had the lighter, and right when he was gonna like try and open the latch that he had to like try and fix the inside of, like, he turns it on and he just feels something go like somebody blew out the light of the lighter, and he goes, "What the hell?" He goes again. He like looks around, and he goes, "There's no air. There's nothing. What's going on?" And he goes, and then he tries to justify, "Okay, maybe there is air. It's the air." He goes again, lights it on, it stays on. He goes again, he starts looking everywhere. He sees that everything, he knows where he's gonna go fix. Right when he's like turning around, trying to get something, he sees a white face. And he goes, and it turned off the light. And my dad, right then and there, he knew it wasn't a person. He knew it wasn't a person, he says.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
And he just was just like, "Hell no." And he dipped. He like asked one of his homies.
His shift?
No, he finished his shift, but he asked one of his homies to go with him. He goes, "Oh, you're a scaredy cat." And I was like, "Hell no, dude. Like, if you would have seen." But then his friend started to believe him, and it was just, "Oh, shoot." He goes, "All right, let's go." And then He was able to fix the machinery, but he had a head of his friend by there.
I would have said no.
Yeah, I've had a lot of experience. Like, I've had a lot of family members having experiences, and then one experience that I've had as well is this is when my mom and I when my parents had finally separated and we went to go live in Paris. Not Paris, France. It's Paris here in California, y'all. So she had that night we were hanging out with my mom's then boyfriend, and we were all talking, having fun, whatever. We were basically standing behind the back door that was at our house, but in that back door there was like a little corridor, and through that corridor you can see straight to the street. Basically, it wasn't an enclosed corridor. It was just like an open corridor, and we just kept talking. The light was on too, and I don't know, for some reason something tells me to like look towards that corridor. For some reason, like something just told me like look right now, and literally I just turned around real quick. It was kind of like a quick like just look and then look back. But when I looked, I knew I had seen something, and I knew it wasn't something good, because then I felt like some type of like scared. Like I felt scared, and I was just like, what the hell? And I looked again, and there was nothing there. My mom had noticed that I kind of had like freaked out a little bit, and she goes, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know. I swear I had seen somebody. I had seen a woman, and I could clearly, like, even though I had just barely like kind of, it was like a quick look, the image went in my head, and I know it was a woman with long black hair. It kind of sounds like like The Grudge, you feel me? With a long white dress, but not long enough. It was just long enough to be on top, like falling on top of her knees. Like it wasn't covering her full legs. So I had noticed that she had cuts in her legs. And I was like, and I know it was her. I just know. I don't know how I know, but I just know. And we left it at that. Then, like a couple weeks later, my mom used to take care of a lady. Shout out to Doña Vicky. She used to take care of a lady, and the lady had let my mom know that she had seen a girl. And lo and behold, when she explained her exactly how I explained her.
Oh shit.
That was crazy. And my mom was like, did you tell her? Like, did you want to scare me? And that's what you told her. I'm like, I've never told her. And lo and behold, there was that. Yeah, there's a lot.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's intense.
And then one last one for the road, you feel me? For in personal experiences, one last one would be, my brother. Well, both of my brothers have gone through certain things. One of my brothers swears he saw the devil, and then the other one swears he saw a black figure. So I'll tell you, the first one is pretty short. So this was my oldest brother when he was younger. He swears by it. He swears by it that this happened. So in our in the bathroom that we had before, basically there was a mirror. We had two mirrors. One that was facing this side, one wall, and one that was facing on another wall. They were basically facing each other. So my oldest brother, liked to play around with it apparently. So he would play around and he was going peekaboo with it, peekaboo. And in one of those instances, oh no, he didn't see the devil, I'm sorry. He said he saw God, or somebody that looked like God. And he swears that when he went peekaboo and he opened his eyes in one, there was a guy that looked like God that was looking straight at him. And he was staring at him, and he just ran out and started yelling for my mom. He swears he saw that. He says that he saw God. Hey Lord, somebody that looked like God. And then my middle brother, this was at the same house as well. So I was a 16-year-old still sleeping in the same bed with my mama because I was scared. I was like, I don't know how to explain to you guys. I was terrified of like sleeping in my room for some reason. Something about my room that my mom specifically put me in, I did not like. Like I couldn't. I could be there in the morning, in the day, during the day, but at night, I couldn't do it. So that night, my brothers had come to visit because they were living out here, obviously, and then they went to go visit my mom and me that time. And instead of my brother sharing one room, since my middle brother wanted to have some privacy, he went into my room. He goes, "I'm gonna just sleep in your room then." And I'm like, "Go for it. I'm not tripping." So, I slept with my mom and everything. Turns out my brother comes along and he says the next morning, he goes, "Hey," and I'm like, he finally comes to me like, "Hey, why don't you like sleeping in your room?" And I'm just like, I don't know, I just feel that something is in there. And it is just like, oh, and I'm like, "Thanks for letting me know." I'm like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "I woke up last night," and he goes, "I don't know if it was nighttime. I know it was nighttime," he says. "I don't know what time it was because he didn't have his phone wasn't charged or something like that." And he goes, "I swear to you that at the end of your bed that I was sleeping on, there was a black figure staring at me. And I knew it was something staring at me." And I was like, oh, hell to the no. Even more why I never slept in that room. We stayed there for like about 3 years, I think. And in those 3 years, I maybe slept in that room because my mom would be like, "You gotta stop being a scaredy cat." Like maybe like a handful of times. It was scary.
Be like, "You sleep in that room."
Yeah. I would tell her, I'll be like, "Hell no."
I don't do scary. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Alright, y'all.
That was a little intense. I'm a little shook. Are you gonna walk us to our car?
Hell to the no, just kidding.
No, because then she gotta walk back alone.
No, she don't. We could drop her off.
Damn, you
That's
really gonna do
true.
me dirty like that?
Unless we wait until William comes and then they can walk alone together.
Oh, you're right.
He's a man's.
You didn't smoke. You didn't smoke.
Yeah. He was right.
Alright. So we're gonna leave them with one last story?
One last story, you guys. This is not an experience. It's just a little scary story. Alright.
We're gonna make Pam read it because she's the best.
At reading stories, assuming. Okay, so this one is called The Clown Statue. If I read one of these words wrong, you guys, I'm very sorry prior to this. But here we go. Okay. So, a young teen is babysitting for a family that is very, very wealthy in a large mansion filled with a huge number of rooms and a vast number of interesting antiques and artifacts. Strangely, though, the father mentions to the girl that once the children are put to sleep for the night, the girl should only go to the basement and not spend her time in any other rooms of the house. She could watch television down there and was free to do anything else in the basement, but the rest of the house was off limits. She goes to the basement once the children are in bed, but quickly notices a large clown statue in the corner of the room. It appears to be staring at her. She continues to watch her show, but can't shake the feeling that the statue is following her around the room with its eyes. She puts a blanket over the statue, eventually in an effort to make herself feel more comfortable, and then telephones the father of the children to ask if she can go and move to another room of the house, because she's so freaked out by the clown. "You need to leave now! We don't own a clown statue. The children have been telling us they've been seeing a clown in their room in the night, and we thought they were having nightmares. Take the children and get out." The young girl hangs up the phone, terrified. She turns around, but the statue is gone, leaving behind only the blanket on the floor. Woo! I hope you guys enjoyed that, you guys. I'm very sorry I sucked in the almost endings of it.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Stay safe.
Please stay safe. Like, if you guys are have gone out or are going out, hopefully this is set in the morning. Please wear a mask. Be courteous, please.
Please be really, really careful. I would say don't go out trick-or-treating, but you know how people are.
Yes.
I mean, you can buy your own candy. Let's be real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or make little goodie bags for your
For little kiddos.
little kitties and everything. Other than that, all right, you guys, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Soon enough, we should be making a Twitter and maybe a Facebook.
Yeah.
Follow us
Yeah, so
on
we're
Instagram. Once again, it's under PSA. If you guys are, we'll leave it in our description box regardless. Again, give us feedback, any questions you guys want us to answer for you guys, any shout outs as well. Remember, we are here for all the small businesses that want to get shout out.
Black owned businesses.
Yes, any
Latino businesses.
artists, any businesses, honestly, hit us up and we'll shout you out. We got y'all. All right, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.